It all ends tonight. The theories, speculations. I'll find out once and for all if Taylor Forrester is Prince Omar's wife. Oh. I'm early. 20 minutes before dinner. Maybe I'll take a look around.
Your Honor, do I have to answer that? I mean, don't I have any rights to privacy, to have personal and intimate matters remain private?
I'm afraid you do have to answer, Ms. Forrester. Restate your question.
Does the love you say you feel for Mr. Shaw involve a physical relationship?
Yeah, we touch and we kiss.
Have you ever had sexual intercourse with Mr. Shaw?
Yes, once. Just once.
When was that?
It was in August.
And how old were you then?
I was almost 18.
You had just turned 17?
Yes.
And how old was Mr. Shaw?
20.
Do you still see Mr. Shaw?
Yes. But we don't do anything, I promise you.
You do realize he's violating a court order by continuing to see you. Strike the answer as unresponsive.
It may be stricken.
Cross-examine, counsel.
Just a couple of questions, Miss Forrester. When you and Dylan get together, what do you do?
We just talk.
About what?
About the future, or school, or this case. How we both think it's gonna ruin Dylan's future.
Well, may we conclude from your comments, then, that you were not the one that brought the complaint that started this prosecution?
It's irrelevant.
Sustained.
May we at least conclude that no force or alcohol or drugs of any kind were used to convince you to participate in this sexual act?
Same objection.
Different ruling. The witness may answer.
When Dylan and I made love, it wasn't just his idea, it was mine too. I'm not a victim here. I was never hurt by Dylan because I know he would never do that to me. He loves me too much.
Your Honor, please.
You can't say that, Jessie. The jury's not supposed to know how you feel. No more questions, Your Honor.
You may sit down, Ms. Forrester. Call your next witness, Ms. Emerson.
The state rests, Your Honor.
Are you prepared to go forward, Mr. Davis?
Oh, indeed we are, Your Honor. We would like to call a number of witnesses attesting to this boy's good character.
Call your witnesses, Mr. Davis. Don't make speeches.
Yes, Your Honor. The defense calls Anthony Armando.
My lady.
I was looking for the prince.
I'm afraid I haven't seen him.
Oh. Well, I trust he won't be late for his own dinner party.
Have you met our house guest?
Brewster Mackenzie. No, I haven't had the pleasure.
He's quite charming.
Then you've met him.
And I must say, he's looking forward to meeting you.
Well, that's understandable. He is Omar's biographer. He has a job to do.
I sense reluctance on your part.
I'm committed, Ahmed, to keeping a low profile.
Wonderful. The preparations for dinner are almost complete. Emmett, why don't you go and get Mr. Mackenzie now?
Very good, Excellency.
Layla, I am so sorry for having kept you waiting.
Not at all, my prince.
Layla, you kissed me. I'm so pleased.
Then I'm pleased as well.
What prompted such a lovely gesture?
You're my husband.
Yes, but as you yourself will admit, there's been a certain distance between us.
I know you deserve better. At the very least, you deserve a wife who's willing to give herself to you completely.
Layla, something has changed about you. I sense it.
It was something I read. A magazine article.
About Ridge?
And Brooke. And their 2 children. And their wonderful new family. And I saw pictures. They're a real family. And the words that they used to describe their happiness.
And it hurt you to see that.
Very much. And that pain helped me to realize something.
What?
That as much as my head tells me to forget about Ridge, my heart hasn't let go yet. I'm afraid it never will let go.
Of course it will. It will, my lady. In time.
No, I used to believe that, but I don't think it's possible. Ridge and I may be half a world apart in body, but in heart we're still one. I can't forget about him, Omar. I'll always love Ridge. I'm sorry.
Mr. Mackenzie, there you are. I've been looking for you.
Hello, Dr. Namur.
Doing a little exploring?
How do you know Dylan?
I work with him at Spectre Fashions.
And have you heard of his reputation for good morals?
Yes, I have heard of his reputation. It's very good.
Is that your opinion of him?
Yes, very definitely. Dylan Shaw's a very responsible young adult.
Thank you, Mr. Armando. You may cross.
No cross.
He's a good boy. A Shane Yingle.
And his reputation?
Oh, he's got good morals. He's a fine young man.
Thank you, sir. You may cross.
No cross.
And his reputation, Ms. Einstein?
The best?
Meaning?
Well, meaning that he doesn't fool around. You know, he's not always hitting on girls. Dylan is a really great guy.
Thank you. Your witness.
Does Mr. Shaw have a girlfriend?
Yeah, sure, Jessie, right over there.
You've seen them together?
Uh-huh, yes. They make a great couple.
When was the last time you saw them together?
Oh, I don't know, a little while ago.
And where did you see them?
At Spectra.
What were they doing there?
Oh, they were getting ready to leave.
Where were they going?
Out. Somewhere, I don't...
Do you know where?
No.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Anything further, Mr. Davis?
One more witness, Your Honor. The defense calls Sally Spectra.
I'm sorry if I startled you. Were you looking for someone?
No, I thought I'd take a stroll around the palace just before dinner.
But you were about to enter that bedroom.
Yes. Yes, that's right.
May I ask why?
Actually, I'm a little embarrassed to admit why.
Please, don't be.
Well, I was looking for someone to give me directions to the parlor.
Yes. Actually, the palace corridors can be quite confusing. I will take you there myself. The prince awaits you.
Fine. Is this the prince's room?
No. Actually, it is not. Mr. Mackenzie, please, follow me.
I've hurt you.
I will survive.
Believe me, that is the last thing I meant to do.
But that is exactly what you have achieved. I must admit, I find it hard to accept that you will never love me the way you love Rich.
I'll never love anyone that much again. Not ever. But as much as that magazine article disturbed me, also a part of me was comforted.
Comforted?
Rich is happy now. He's truly happy. He has everything he's ever wanted. He has a wife. He has 2 beautiful children, and that was something I could never give to him.
And his happiness gives you serenity?
Yes.
That is the purest form of love, an unselfish love. But what about your happiness?
It doesn't matter.
It matters to me.
If I were to go back to L.A. and reveal myself to Ridge, perhaps a dream would come true for me, but a nightmare would unfold for everyone else. A possible divorce, traumatized children, bitter resentments, and Ridge doesn't deserve that. I would never do that to him, and I won't.
So, what are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that most of my heart will always belong to Ridge. But the magazine article made me realize more than ever that this is my home now. With you. And I promise I'll do whatever I can to make our marriage work.
Does that mean... are you saying that we can now share a room together?
State your name, please. Spell your last name.
Sally Spectra. Spectra.
And what is your occupation or business?
I'm in the clothing business. I run a design and production house called Spectra Fashions.
And do you know the defendant in this case, Dylan Shaw?
Yes, I do.
How do you know him?
He is an employee of mine at Spectra.
And could you tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, please, of Mr. Shaw's reputation for chastity and good morals?
I'd be more than happy to. All of Dylan's co-workers and friends will tell you that he's a very fine boy. And I count myself very fortunate to be a friend of his. And anyone who has a different assessment of this boy's character, I think, has a serious problem in perception and maybe ought to seek professional help.
Do you also know a young woman by the name of Jessica Forrester?
Yes, I do. That young lady is in court today. She's seated right over there, next to her aunt, Stephanie Forrester.
And how do you know her?
She's a friend of Dylan's. I've seen them together.
Could you tell us how she treats Dylan and how he treats her.
These two young people are in love with each other. Anyone who has seen them together would know that.
Thank you, Miss Spectra. Your witness, counsel.
So, you've seen them together on many occasions, right, Miss Spectra?
On numerous occasions, yes.
And where have you seen them together?
Where? In my office?
Where else?
Where else? What do you mean?
Just what the words imply, Miss Spectra. Have you seen them in places other than your office?
Such as?
You tell us.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't
Have you seen them together in Mr. Davis' office?
Mr. Davis' office? No, of course not.
You do know Mr. Davis, don't you?
Yes, Mr. Davis is Dylan's lawyer.
He's the lawyer you provided, Dylan, isn't he? Come on, Miss Spectra. Isn't it a fact that you're paying Dylan's legal fees?
So what if I am?
Oh, no, you tell us. Is it because of your long-standing friendship that you're doing this?
It is because Dylan Shaw is a loyal and valuable employee of mine, and because I like the boy.
When did you first meet him?
A while ago.
When? Was it before or after he was charged in this case?
It was after he was charged in this case. Look, I
Look,
fail to
you've
see
only
the
known him
significance
for a few months, right?
Right, what of it?
Now, I ask you, is it because of this friendship? Or is it because of your hatred for Stephanie Forrester that you're paying his legal fees and testifying on his behalf?
It is for the same reason I told you a short while ago. It is because he is my employee, and I personally like him.
Right. Now, getting back to that question. When did you see Jessica and Dylan together?
Oh, come off it, Miss Emerson. When are you going to get off this ridiculous line of questioning? What does it matter when I saw them together or where I saw them together? The fact is, they're in love with each other, and they belong together. And they would be together, and not sitting here in this court of law if it were not for the vindictive meddling of that woman sitting right over there. These children would not be feeling guilt and shame because they simply want to be together. They would not be borrowing my apartment so they could spend a few quiet moments together. Now, if you're looking for a villain in this piece, I suggest you look no further than that woman, not Dylan Shaw.
You gave him the use of your apartment? The court issued a protective order to restrain him from seeing her, and you have aided and abetted him in breaking the law? What are you going to do about this, Your Honor?
Calm down.
What are you going to do?
Mrs. Forrester, nothing happened at Sally's apartment. We only made love that one time, but since then...
Mr. Davis, instruct your client to keep quiet. He's incriminating himself.
Dylan, damn it, you just confessed to the crime. Crime? What crime? God, honestly, what crime? Don't you see there hasn't been a crime? My God, if my feelings for Jessica make me guilty of a crime, then it's sick. The system, the judge, the lawyers, it's all sick. I have done nothing wrong. Nothing.
I'm sorry.
So your answer is no.
Omar, I'm not ready to become intimate yet.
You misunderstand me.
Well, I thought you meant...
I was merely suggesting, as I did before, that we could share our sleeping quarters.
I see.
Layla, I would never force myself on you. You know that I'm willing to wait for as long as it takes till you accept me.
This is very important to you.
Yes, it is, especially now.
Yes, our house guest.
Mr. Mackenzie is my biographer. Won't you find it odd that I sleep separately from my new bride? Is this the image of our relationship that we wish to project to the whole world?
No, no. I suppose it isn't.
Then, Layla, please give this matter some more thought.
I already have. Tonight, I will join you in your room.
happy couple, Mr. Mackenzie. I give you Prince Omar Rashid and his beautiful new bride, Princess Layla.